Shelby Bonnie. I'm the host of the Innovator Series, brought to you by Technology for Obama, and we're here with Rusty Rueff. It's a great pleasure to be with you, Rusty.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit more. We've talked before about innovation, but I want to talk about specifically with innovation in America, which I think for a lot of people look at America and say, you know, it's one of the great assets we've had in terms of our ability to innovate and create companies and create, you know, new ways of thinking. What do you think business leaders and government officials need to do to continue to make that an asset for this country?
Well, you know, it's part of what makes us great as Americans is the fact that we want to innovate and we want to make things better. I think we have to continue to educate. I think it's a huge piece of what we have to do as a country, and I think shouldn't fall just on the government's responsibility. I think those of us in the business world, you should take some of that responsibility as well to say, okay, so you may have some life skills and trainings, but you know what, we're going to bring you in. I would love to see us return in some ways back to the days of The Apprentice, you know, when people would come in and they would learn and come through your company, and then you knew you were creating the all-around professional. So I think education's a huge piece of it. I also think putting out those big, hairy, audacious goals. Right. You know, I mean, we know what happens when someone steps forward and says, we are going to do this by such and such time. And people will follow. And
that was where you talked about EA in terms of ship dates and...
Absolutely. You know, we were going to become the world's greatest entertainment company ever. That's what we said we were going to be. And we knew we'd get there through video games because we believed that would be the dominant form of entertainment in the future. So if we were the best video game company, then by definition, we'd be the greatest entertainment company. And then we just do it very well and do that forever. And so big, hairy, audacious goals. So I do think government has that responsibility to say this is where we want to take the country. And then I think business leaders have the responsibility to set their own big, hairy, audacious goals that might support that as we move forward. I mean, we are sitting on such fertile ground when you think about energy independence, alternative, renewable energy. I think you put business and government together there, and we finally get that vision that we all coalesce around. There's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. And I think that's what we've seen in technology. I think, we decided that we could do things better. The internet, we could harness the internet, we could explode the internet, we could do all these things with the internet, and we did it. And we did it. Not in other parts of the world. We did it. We did it, and we continue to do it well.
And I mean, one of the things in terms of kind of the ability to fail, and I think one of the things that's been great in the technology industry is the low cost of failure, right? It's not that much raw materials. When you start getting to some of your big, hairy questions, there's much bigger fail costs, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you try a new technology, a new battery technology, and it doesn't work, it's a $500 million failure.
Yeah, but so were cars. When we moved from horseless carriage, the horseless carriage to the car. I mean, that was airplanes were big investments. So big capital investments can be made if the business community supports it. And then there's the chain, there's the economic chain, right? That the financial institutions see that yes, we should make those capital investments. But the beauty of it is, I think you're right, and it'd be awesome if we could put a million people in the room, the smartest people, and they could cure cancer. That's not the way it works. You've got a lab, I've got a lab, they've got a lab, we've all got a lab, we're all doing our own little thing, and one day something comes out of it. Magic. So, I think we've just got to continue to, as I said, have these big goals and then continue to invest into those so that it unleashes all that potential.
Well, that's a great foundation. So, Rusty, it's been a pleasure talking.
Thank you.
Look forward to talking again.